I found New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet, I found him to be a sociopathic liar. And how are the ICA findings last year against John Sidoti? Big question mark. It looks like the New South Wales ICAC have let corrupt Gladys Berejiklian off the hook.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be here at Concord Hospital with the Minister for Regional Health, Mental Health, and the Minister for Women, Bronwyn Taylor, as well as John Sidoti, the member for Drummoyne. We're also joined this morning with a very important announcement with Associate Professor Gary Agarwal, who's the Deputy Clinical Director of Cancer Services and Palliative Care Clinical Stream, Head of the Department of Palliative Care and Senior Staff Specialist at Concord Hospital for this significant investment that we're making today. A $743 million investment in palliative care over the next 5 years. Importantly, the funding profile of this announcement today, whilst in the absence of the Treasurer, I'll fill that role, is substantial. And what this funding profile does is significantly build up over time. So by the final year, there will be around $339 million annually increased in the palliative care budget, which is more than double the budget of where we sit today. And this is incredibly important. Not only will this investment today provide extra capital and support, but over 600 nurses, doctors, and other specialists to provide care and support for those who need it. The sign of any just society is how we look after those who are most vulnerable. And for too long in this state, we have not provided the care and support for those who are coming to the end of their life. And we can make record investments right across the board in a whole range of areas. But if we cannot provide the support for those people who are suffering, then we are not doing our job. So as Premier of this state, I'm incredibly proud of this announcement today. It is one that will build up over time, but ultimately it provides that care, that love, that compassion and support for those people who are coming towards the end of their lives and need that support. Around 7 out of 10 people who die in our state every year could benefit from palliative care support services. But we have just not invested anywhere near the amounts that we should. A few years ago, we substantially increased palliative care support. I want to thank all the advocates who have done that, but I want to make sure here in our state, we have not just the best palliative care services in the country, but the world. And I believe that's what this investment has done. I've spoken during the period of the budget with many specialists. We've spoken to and sought advice on what is the best package possible that can be built up over time. The structures will be formed that ensure that every single person, no matter where you live in our great state, are given the care and the support and compassion as people come to the end of their life. I really do believe that this investment today will do just that. I want to thank all the advocates who have provided input in relation to this package. It's the Royal Gold package. There was no negotiation when it came to palliative care in this year's budget. It was the biggest package we could put together to ensure, as I put to them, the health have told me that they can't categorically say this will be the biggest package in the world. I did push them on that, but it's certainly the biggest in the country, arguably the biggest in the world. And importantly, it's not about the dollars, and it was never about the dollars. It was about matching the commitment to say that whoever you are, wherever you are in our great state, as you come to the end of your life, you will have the care and the support that you need. And that is a sign of a true and just society. And I believe that's what this investment is about today. And personally for me, this is the most important announcement in this year's budget, or of any of the budgets that I've previously handed down. I'm now going to pass to Bronnie Taylor, who will make some further comments, and then Associate Professor Gowrie will talk about her experience as an associate professor in this field, and what this investment today will mean to her patients and patients right across our state.
Well, thank you very much, Premier, and it's just terrific to be here today. Over 30 years ago, my husband's mother was dying at home on his family property in Niminabel.
New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet, he was the Treasurer of New South Wales. He appeared to be the bagman, Gladys Berejiklian's lapdog. The recorded phone call were damning. And again, Perrottet, Mr. Perrottet, he talks about care, love, compassion. You know, that's a complete nonsense. That's my experience with this man. And I've got no doubt this is a sociopathic liar, contradicting everything, and he won't answer my complaints, written, telephone calls, and neither will the Minister for Health, Brad Hazzard. I know the Minister for Health and Research, Brad Hazzard. They treated me like an animal there at Westmead Public Hospital, and in the palliative care like an animal.